So today I want to talk about how I went from $20 classes to $2,000 months, creating full-time income as a fitness instructor while only teaching 2 classes per week. So if you're a fitness instructor, you've been wanting to go full-time, or maybe this is your full-time thing, we're going to talk about that. So my name is Jessica. Very excited that you're here. So have you ever wanted fitness to be like your full-time thing? Maybe you've been trying to teach a whole bunch of classes. Maybe you've been trying to grow your classes. Maybe you've fidgeted with the idea, or you've been in it for now several years and months, and you're like, how do I make this my full-time thing? So if you ever wanted fitness to be your full-time thing and you're feeling a little bit frustrated because you've tried a couple of things, more classes, more students, more posting, all of these things, and maybe you're making extra income, which is great, extra cash, but you're not to that full-time income level yet, right? So why is that, and how can you get past that? So today I'm sharing the 3 unexpected truths of what it takes to go completely full-time as a fitness instructor. And the thing is, I do that and I only teach 2 classes a week. So my name is Jessica. I make full-time income. I only teach 2 classes a week. And today I'm going to show you how. So if you're watching this live, say live down in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, say replay in the comments. And I did have some people that wanted me to tag them. So let me go ahead and tag them. While I do that, can you tell me, like, where are you watching this from? I love meeting instructors from like all over the world. And let me know where it is that you're watching this from. I can't seem to find the little tag here. I'm trying to tag. Sierra told me to tag her. Okay, here it is. Let's see. And so yeah, tell me where you're watching this from, where you're from. I'm from Mexico, but I'm living here in the United States. So let me know where you're from. And yeah. So what formats are you teaching? Also, love that. I teach Zumba, Aqua. Let me see. Deborah wanted me to tag her. Okay, cool. So also, if you stay until the end of this training, I have a special bonus for you. Yes. So stay until the end so that I can give you that bonus and you don't miss out. So, okay, I do have lots of notes because this was mind-blowing for me. It literally took me 20 years to kind of figure this out. Right? This wasn't something I just stumbled on. And so I do want to give you all of the details, spill all the beans, tell you all the secrets of how you can go from extra cash to full-time income as a fitness instructor. And for me, what happened is that it was totally not the expected way, the way that I thought it was going to be. So I have notes and I want to tell you, I want to make sure that you don't miss anything, pen and paper if you have it. So so if you don't know about me, hello, my name is Jessica. I have been classically trained. So I come from the world of ballet, jazz, hip hop, contemporary, all of that. And when I became a mom, I got into group fitness, Zumba being the very first format that I trained in. That's why it has a special place in my heart. I'm also certified to teach Aqua and Cycle. And for about 20 years, I've been trying to make fitness my full-time thing. So for 20 years, I've taught all types of classes, small classes, big classes, in-person classes, online classes, at a gym, private classes, indoors, outdoors, like all the things. And as happy as classes made me, and as fun as they are, there came a moment, I was kind of at that extra cash type of place. Say extra cash. That's you. And it was hard for me to get over that hump. And I was trying all the things. Okay, for 20 years, I tried all the different things. And after 3 babies, there came a point where my husband just had to sat me down and very lovingly asked me, when are you getting a real job? Now, that one stung. And it stung because it was kind of true, right? This was not a real job, because a real job, you make real money that you can pay bills with. And with this, I was having fun. It was extra cash, but I couldn't pay the mortgage with this. I couldn't pay credit card debt. I couldn't save for college. It was just not at that level, which meant I needed to figure things out, right? So the real question was, how are we going to be able to afford college for 3 kids with just one income, his income, because my fitness income was just extra cash. It wasn't like real income. So I didn't know. I didn't have a solution for that. And it was frustrating because after 20 years, you would think, right, that you're established, you're making money, everything is going smoothly, and it's not. So this is when I really started to look at the money side of fitness, not just the fun side, not just the this is my passion, I love what I do. Yes, that's true, but also I need to pay bills, right? My family, my kids needed me to step up. So this is when I started to really pay attention to the financial aspect of it, to the money side of it. And what I realized was that you can make real money with fitness. Okay, you can. It's just not the way that you normally think. So what happened to me is that I had to shift from building income through hours, right? Building income around hours, how much I was teaching, how many classes I was teaching, like the time that I was investing, and switching from creating income based on hours to creating income based on outcomes. That one was huge. That's what took me 20 years to realize that it doesn't have to be by hours. It's much faster and much more profitable if you do it through outcomes. Once I was able to make that shift, everything changed. Okay, I mean, everything changed. Let me see if Sierra, because I know she wanted to be here. Let me see if she's getting this. Okay, checking in. By the way, if you have any questions at any time, just drop it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. So once I was able to shift that, everything changed. Now I was already making around $500 a month with my classes, which again is nice, right? It's extra cash. Say nice in the comments if you're like, in that space. But it wasn't enough to pay big bills, to pay real life bills. Once I did this one shift, I was able to make $1,500 in 5 days. Just 5 days. That would be 3 months of me teaching classes. Instead of teaching classes for 3 months, I did 5 days and made that much. So that was mind blowing for me. Okay, that was like, what the hell? Because I shifted from charging for my time to charging for an outcome. That was the difference. Now, once I started, so that's how I made my first $2,000, $500 with my classes, which made me happy, and $1,500 shifting to this new model, which I'll tell you more about. Once I was able to do that, I just got better at it. So this $1,500 turned into $2,000, turned into $5,000 months, turned into $10,000 months, right? Once you hit those levels, now I was able to help my family. The fridge broke, I got a new fridge. When the fridge broke, it messed up our floors. I was able to replace the floors, me with my income, okay? We're able to travel more. We were able to pay off credit card debt. Who has credit card debt? Like, I was able to support that. I was able to help with that. I was able to finally provide college funds, right? So now it's like, okay, we're saving for college for these 3 kids. Here's $20,000 for the kids. I did that as a fitness instructor, right? Not only that, but as I was getting better at this skill, which I'll show you today and how that works, right? I was able to cut back on classes. So now, even though I was teaching less classes, where I was making $500 with my classes, I cut classes, but I'm making more money behind the scenes. Right? This for me was kind of mind blowing. It was just like, what? So I was able to cut classes. I was able to travel more with my husband because now we get rid of debt. So now we are able to spend money on fun things like travel. Not only that, but I'm getting paid while I travel. So one of the things that I struggled a lot as a fitness instructor is that if you're not teaching, you're not earning. So if you're sick, you're not teaching your class, you're not making money, right? If you're injured, you're not teaching class or you're not making money. If you're on vacation, you're not teaching class or you're not earning money. So that's a big problem when you're wanting to make money to pay big bills, right? But once I shifted to providing outcomes and selling outcomes instead of my time, then I was able to get paid even when I was sick. I haven't been injured in a while, but should I be injured, I would still get paid. And when I'm on vacation. To the point where I even have money left over to get designer shoes And now my husband, instead of like, when are you getting a real job? Now he calls me bailout money. It's like, we need to do this huge big payment. And he looks at me like, honey, and I can come in and save the day. That's something that I was not able to do a couple of years ago. And that means the world. So shifting from selling time to providing an outcome, that was a big shift. Okay, time from outcome. So here's truth number one if you want to go full-time as a fitness instructor, and that is you don't need to teach more classes. Okay, let's take the $2,000. If you want to make $2,000, you actually don't need to teach more classes. So what happens is that when we're in fitness mode and we want to make more money, one of the very first thoughts that come to us is, okay, if I teach more classes, I make more money. I went through that, right? After that, when are you getting a real job? I was like, I am. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to teach more classes. I actually doubled the amount of classes that I was teaching. I didn't get close to that $2,000, not even, no. So we go through that train of thought, which makes sense, okay? So this is when we start like subbing classes, we start adding more classes to our schedule, we start getting certifications in more formats. A lot of your fitness instructors try to move into personal training so that they can get more classes and get more high-end clients and things like that. So we just start to fill our schedule basically, right? So that we can get paid. So again, money, time for money. And a lot of instructors usually make around $1,000 to $2,000. That's kind of like the max. So I speak with instructors all the time, okay? And this is where most instructors get stuck. So if you're not at the 1,000 level, just teaching more classes will probably get you there. But there's going to be a point where you're maxed out. You just can't teach more classes. So let's do some math. So back when I was trying to make more money, right after my husband said that and broke my heart, but he was right. It was like, okay, well, let's figure out. If I need to make $2,000 that month and I was getting paid $20 per class, did the math, and I needed to teach 100 classes that month. 100 classes is 25 classes per week. That was not, I had 3 kids. I have 3 kids. I was already teaching 3 different formats and I was already teaching at 3 different locations. I was not anywhere close teaching 25 classes per week, but just doing the math made me realize that even if I could get somebody to hire me for 25 classes, that's not doable for me, right? So how about you? Like, how many classes are you currently teaching now? What's the max number of classes that you can teach? Okay, for me, I didn't even get to like the 10 classes per week. That was too much for me with 3 kids. Okay, what's your max? And then do the math. Do the math for you. If your max is 10 and you're earning X amount of classes, well, what's the most that you can make with your classes? Or reverse engineer the same way that I did the 2,000. 2,000 divided by how much you get paid per class. Well, how many classes per month is that? Divide that by 4. How many classes per week is that? Is that doable for you? Now, going on the $20 per class, which is what I was getting paid at that time. Okay, so these are real numbers. I'm not making these up. That was 25 classes a week just to make $2,000. $2,000 is not even a full-time income, even if you do this every month. So let's say that I need $4,000, which is a more reasonable income for a family of 5. I would have to teach 50 classes a week. That's like physically impossible, right? So if you're trying to make more money as a fitness instructor and you've maxed out your schedule and you're kind of stuck with how can you make more money, it's not you. You're a fabulous instructor. It's the math, okay? The math isn't mathing. So yeah, so we max out of classes, and maybe you're not even at that like max thing, right? Maybe you're maxed out at less classes because you're a mom, maybe you have other jobs as well that you have to attend because the fitness income just isn't cutting it, you have a home, or maybe you're already teaching 17 to 25 classes. I met an instructor, she was teaching 33 classes per week. And I made more money than her teaching 2, okay? Because of the model, okay, which is what you're learning today. So here's something that the unconventional truth that I learned, and that is that classes are fun, okay? But they were never meant to produce full-time income. Classes are meant to give you extra cash, which is great. Classes are meant to be fun and affordable for your people, which is great. Classes are meant to build a community, which is great. Classes are meant to be the start of somebody's health journey. And my cat is doing something in the background. Tell me, what pet do you have and what mischievous things do they do? Okay, so classes were never meant to create full-time income, okay? They're kind of like the warm-up to a business. Think about a class. When your people come to your class, we always give them a warm-up, right? So I come from the Zumba world, but if this is true for Zumba, for yoga, for Pilates, for kickboxing, for any format, whenever students come to class, the very first thing that we do is we warm them up. The warm-up is not the workout. They're not going to get the results from the warm-up. The warm-up is just to get them started, and then the whole entire class, that's where they get the transformation. So same thing happens in a business model. Okay, the classes are meant to get people started in their health journey, to get people started with you as their leader, as their fitness instructor, but it's not the end of the journey. And what happens with a lot of fitness instructors is that they stop, right? It's like, I'm teaching classes and that's the only business model. That's the only thing that they offer. So then it's basically just kind of trying to help people get healthy by just giving them warm-ups. It's the warm-up is not designed to do that. It's not designed to do that. So what I help my clients do is keep their classes, because we love teaching classes, they're fun, right? We want to keep teaching classes, that's fine, but then help them decide on what's the next option, what's the next level, what's the next thing that we're going to provide your people, right? What's the next level in their health journey? If taking classes is the first step, well, what's the next step? And that's what I help my clients do. Figure out what is the outcome that they can provide their students. Yes, truth number one. So you're not gonna make full time by teaching more classes. Truth number two, you don't need more students. That one for me was that one took a while too. So this is the train of thought that went through me. I'm like, okay, I need to make more money, so I'm gonna teach more classes. And then I taught as many classes as my schedule allowed, and then I was like, okay, I can't teach any more classes. My schedule's up to here. What if I grow the classes that I do have? Right? Because now I don't need to have more time. I just get more efficient at the classes that I am currently doing. So this is where a lot of instructors, especially if you're a studio owner, if you do virtual classes, or if you're an independent instructor, this is kind of like where most instructors are like, I just need more students. I just need more. Say more students if this is you, or if you need more students. So this is when we start to like, okay, we need to promote. When we start posting, we start promoting, we start increasing our followers, getting into all of the social media things, all that jazz. So let's do some math. And I call it fitness math. I like doing fitness math because math doesn't care about your feelings. A lot of the time, instructors were just like, oh, I'm not making money because people don't like me, or they don't like my classes, or people are not coming to my classes because maybe it's the playlist, or maybe I said something, and we put so much blame on us, and it's not you, okay? When you do math, you realize it's just the math that's not working for you for the goals that you have. So let's say that we want to make those $2,000. And let's say that you have a $25 punch card. And $25 punch card is something that I've seen many instructors, it's a very common thing. Now, maybe your punch card is a little bit more or a little bit less. You can do your own math, right? So if you have a $25 punch card and you want to make $2,000, you need 80 students per month. 80 students taking that punch card every single month, assuming it's a 4-week punch card, right? Or a $25 membership. Now, $2,000 is okay. It's kind of like, maybe it gets you out of a bind, but really we need to make 4,000 or 5,000, especially if you're like me with a family of 5, right? Now you need 160 students to take that punch card. That's a lot of students. So this is why instructors burn out with social media and posting it, because it's never enough. It doesn't matter how many students they have. Mathematically, it's just not going to be there, right? And it's not the instructor. You are awesome. You are great at teaching your classes. It's not you. It's math. The math is not mathing. Right? If you want to make an extra $50, then sure, you just need 2 students. Learn some marketing skills, get new students, and that's it, right? It depends on your goal. So if you want extra cash, sure, teach a couple of classes, get a couple of students, you'll make an extra $300, $500, no sweat. If you want to go full-time and make $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 months, the more classes and more students will not help you. It won't cut it. It won't be enough. Or it will be enough up until a point. Usually that point is around the $2,000 mark. This is where instructors are like, yeah, I'm teaching classes, I'm getting students, I'm raising prices, I'm doing my stuff. And they get up to that $2,000 hump, and then they can't get over that. They can't make $3,000 months because it's limited, right? Because the math just won't math. So the problem isn't that you need more students. The problem is that you're relying only on students to create full-time income. And you're relying on students to go to classes, which we've now established is not really a moneymaker, right? That's the beginning of a journey. That's the step one of your business model. So which is why group fitness instructors get stuck, because they have these big goals that we want to satisfy with small transactions. I want to make $5,000 months, or I need to. It's not even a want. It's I need to make $5,000 to pay off credit cards, to pay off that student loan, to pay off, mortgage. Like, we have real life bills, but we want to pay those big bills with, $20 a class or a $25 punch card, which means it's going to take a lot of volume, and that's just not very feasible. So what I help my clients do is stop trading time for money. It's not about more classes or more students. That's not the trade-off that we want. That got you up into where you are right now. That's great. That means that you are an efficient instructor. You know what to do. You know how to take care of your people. That's great. The next level is not trading time for money. It's trading experience for money. That means providing a result for money. Okay? So what I do with my clients is I help them stop trading time for money, start trading for a result. Figure out what is that result that they can provide their people. So step one is for people to get started on fitness, to get started getting healthy and take classes. Well, then step two is going to be to provide a result after that. So this is when we create an online program. And we create an online program to deliver a result using the formats that they already teach. So if they're teaching Zumba, we create a program about Zumba. If they're teaching yoga, we create an online program with yoga. If they're teaching kickboxing, we create a program doing kickboxing, so that you don't have to get more certifications, more licenses, become a personal trainer. No, you have experience. You've already done all the classes, like me, 20 years of teaching all the classes. Let's capitalize on that, okay? Truth number 3, stop charging for classes and start charging for results. Right. So group fitness instructors, one thing that I've learned, and this happened to me, is that we're afraid to charge. It's scary to charge, especially if you want to charge more. And especially after the post-COVID everything, it seems like a lot of instructors, instead of increasing prices to adjust for inflation and everything, they're lowering prices because there's so much competition. Right? There's so many other instructors out there. There's so many instructors doing stuff for free. There's all the online space that now instructors kind of feel almost obligated to lower their prices just to compete with other instructors around the area. And what happens here is the math now just gets worse. If we needed, if we had the $25 punch card and we needed 80 people to make it to 2,000, and you lower your prices because you want to be competitive with the studio next door, or the instructor who's teaching it, and on the other side of the street, and you lower it to $20, well, now you need 100 students every single month to make the same $2,000. Right? I've had instructors who tell me they have a $5 drop-in, which drop-ins is fine, but again, it's too small. So now with a $5 drop-in, they need 400 drop-ins. That's insane. And that's just to make 2,000. So if we need to make 4,800 drop-ins. So you see, the math starts to get pretty ruthless. And again, it's not you, it's just the math. Now, the problem with low prices is that the train of thought is, if I lower my prices, then I'll be able to get more students. And if I have more students, I have more money. But there's 3 things that happen in reality. Okay, some instructors that lower their prices still have small classes. So even with their prices being lowered, they're still not growing their classes. So lowering the price doesn't always solve the problem of getting more students. Problem number 1. Problem number 2, some instructors that lower their prices do have full classes, yay, but they're not making a lot of money. So their bank account is still low. So they still have to get side jobs. They still have to teach in multiple places. They still have to teach multiple formats, right? They still have to figure out another way of making income because they lowered their price. They kept their classes strong, but the money side of it, they're still hurting. They're still struggling. They're still not making full-time income, or they're not making enough income to pay the bills that they need to get paid. And the third one is that, and this one breaks my heart because I've talked to instructors all the time, and then I'm like, how are your classes going? And they're like, I'm not teaching anymore. And I'm like, why? Why not? Like 6 months ago, you were teaching, and they're like, yeah, I had to close the class, right? Or I had to retire, or I had to close the gym, the studio. And I was like, why? Because I wasn't making enough money, or I was losing money from it. So a lot of instructors feel that they need to lower their prices to help, right, people, to be more accessible to people. But what happens is that eventually it's not sustainable. So even as you lower your prices, they're not able to pay the rent for the studio, to pay the gas to get there, to pay the insurance that they need, right? The music licenses, all of these things. So eventually they run out of business. So in their effort to lower their prices to help people, they're now out of business, and now they help no one because they don't have a class, right? So it's not sustainable. It's not healthy business practices. So one thing that I realized, and this took me forever to realize, is that the same people, right, they will pay premium prices for different services from the same person. Let me say that again. So your students will pay premium for different services from the same instructor. Okay, think of it as the hairstyle, going to the hairstylist. Like I can get my hair cut for $40, $50, or I can get a $300, get it all colored and the balayage and the ombre, and get it all colored for $300. So I can either get a $50 service or a $300 premium service from the same stylist. I'm not changing stylist. The same is true for fitness. So in your pool of students, some students will pay $25 for your punch card for your classes. Some of them will pay $200 for a premium service, and some of them will pay $1,000 for a VIP type service. The problem is that we're fitness instructors, we're stuck with just one product, our lowest income producing product, which is our classes, right? Whether you teach in-person or virtual classes, it's still a class. Whether you teach Zumba or yoga, or it's still a class. Whether you're charging with a membership or a punch card or a drop-in, it's still just one product, right? It's still a class. We're missing those other tiers, those other premium products that we can offer the same people. Now we need to offer something different, not just like a bundle of classes. That's kind of like a punch card. So it has to be a different service altogether. This is why we need to charge for outcomes, not for service. So when you're charging for your class, you're charging for a service. When you're charging for an outcome, for like a program, you're charging for an outcome. So what I help my clients do is stop trading time for money, right? They continue teaching their classes, but now we're going to create something new. We're going to create an online program to produce a result, and we're going to price it at a premium. So this way, they don't need 100 classes or 80 students. They just need a handful of those premium clients to actually make a difference in their finances. So this is how Pam was able to make almost $2,800, right? Back when she was teaching virtual classes. She was teaching Zumba virtual classes. She had less than 5 people in her virtual classes, not making a lot of money. She had tried posting, promoting, changing the schedule, changing the playlist, all of these things, and was still kind of stuck, right? All we did was create an online program using the format that she's already teaching. I showed her very simple strategies to get her first 3 clients, right? And her program, we priced it was a 12-week program, and we priced it at $800. She got 3 clients. Boom. Like that. Her virtual class stayed the same. She still had the same 3 or 4 people that came to her virtual class, made 2,800, was it 800 times 3, right? Behind the scenes, online, with online income. That's pretty cool. The same thing. This is how Karen was able to make $4,000 in a summer. Summer is usually when, attendance kind of drops, instructors start to cut back on classes because everybody's on vacation and things like that. So Karen was teaching in-person classes. She was teaching Zumba classes. Summer was upon her. She knew summer was going to be slow season, and she worked at a gym. So it really didn't matter who came to class or not. So she was looking for a way to have a separate income stream besides the gym. All we did was we created a program for her, specific to her, so she could provide a result, right? I showed her simple strategies of how to get clients, how to get students, and she made $4,000 behind the scenes. So she continued teaching her classes, so now she has her income from her classes, plus $4,000 of an additional income stream all online. That's pretty cool. This is how Catherine was able to make $13,000, right? Catherine is a master trainer. She's a retired Zumba jammer. She used to own a ballroom studio, like an in-person ballroom studio. Once COVID hit, she went online and basically taught all of her classes online. She loved the online space. There's no rent, no overhead, loved it, but she was exhausted. She was teaching a whole bunch of classes. I think it was like 17 or 18 classes. Her kids were growing up and she was missing it. Right. So she wanted a way to not be teaching so many classes because her kids were, a couple of years ready to before they went to college, and she didn't want to miss that. So all we did was create a program, right, based on her skills, on her formats, on what she is already good at, package that, deliver a result, showed her a couple of simple strategies to get clients, and she was able to make $13,000. Not all at once. She did 1,000 or so a month, and then she repeated it, and then she repeated it, and she just got good at it because it's a system. It's a rinse and repeat system. So all she did was do it over the same way that you teach class, right? Every time you teach a class, you get paid. So the more classes that you teach, the more you get paid. So this is the same thing, right? So once you have a system, right, she just repeated it over and over and over again until she reached 13,000. Like, that's amazing. So so this is why I created the Fitness Boss program. Okay, this was mind-blowing for me. It worked for me. It completely changed my life. So now I'm teaching other fitness instructors and I'm mentoring other fitness instructors on how to do the same. And I do that through the Fitness Boss mentoring program. So what I help you do are 3 things. Number 1, create your unique online program. This is going to be different for everyone because every fitness instructor is different, and every fitness instructor has different strengths and different weaknesses and different formats and different everything. So it's a very customized way of creating something very unique to you. I also show you simple strategies to get your first 5 clients, and your first 5 clients doesn't even require you posting. So it's like, I don't know what to post. That's okay. You don't need that for your first 5 clients. Now, if we price this at a premium, you can make your first $1,000 without even posting, okay? And then once you have a program that's premium and you know how to get clients, now we get to posting. And now you get to learn how to post like a pro so that you always have people interested in your premium products. And now you have the best of both worlds. You're teaching your classes because they make you happy, they're accessible, they help everyone, and you have your program, which is a separate online income stream that is the moneymaker. Okay? You can make $5,000 online while making $500 with your classes, and you help everyone. So I'm also doing an extra little bonus. So this is new. When you sign up for the Fitness Boss program before May, I'm also going to throw in the 30-day Pack Your Class Intensive. That means this is a 30-day program to double your class. Instructors that have taken this program have doubled, tripled, some of them even quadrupled their in-person and their virtual classes, because I want to help you be successful at all of it. I want to help you be successful at your classes. I want to help you help more people fill those classes, pack those classes, and I want to help you make money behind the scenes so that you're a money-making fitness boss. Yes. So you get that as a gift for free when you register to the Fitness Boss program by the end of this month. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Drop them in the comments. Are you ready for your bonus? So if you say the word bonus down in the comments, I will send you the 3 simple posts to grow your classes. Now, these posts are not your schedule. It is not a promo. It is not a flyer. These are 3 very different posts that are specifically designed for fitness instructors to help you get seen, get in front of more people, spark conversations, and let them know who you are and what you do in a very original way so that they start to ask questions about your classes. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Reach out on PM, send me a message, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.